Given, how many do we give this movie? We give each film 1 through 5 middle fingers based on, if a film gives us 1 middle finger on our hand, then we didn't really with it at all. If a film turns our whole hand into a fistful of middle fingers, then we severely with that film. Jackie Brown, I will say before I give my given why it's not a perfect 5. On the positive side, I will say that this film feels.
This is a little picture of me. This is when my mom and my dad made me, and this is the moment I knew. If you see Mickey Mouse in the background, this is You've never seen this picture of me before. Look, a little baby Royal.
Dreams don't come true today.
Well, yeah, because I'm a athlete and I look nothing like this. You don't understand the immense pressure I had on me in my life. What does this baby have? Tell me, what do they call that? What kind of hairstyle does this baby have?
That's like a faux hawk.
No, say it. What's the real word for it? What's going on? A mohawk.
Okay.
Yes or no?
Yeah, that's a mohawk. That's the Mr. T for sure.
It's funny because my first name is T and my last name is Royal. And with that being said, you have a lot of pressure when your last name is Royal and your first name is your people refer to you as Mr. T. So let's start with that. And my dad, who worked for Amtrak a lot of years, and Amtrak is a train company, and they keep the world moving like it's on a train. Your life is on a train chase. And my mom, who coincidentally works for the sheriff's office, but she's not a cop because I would not have allowed that. You already know how I get down. But so we have this one person that keeps the train moving, and there's one person who is double infiltrating the society that is police, whatever, brutality, and all the shit we know that's going on, this corrupt system. We'll be from vendetta one day. With that being said, I was born. So with that being said, he's trying to tell you that about this film that
Stop looking at my notes.
I don't need to look at your notes. I never cheated off anyone or on someone. For that being said, with this film here, I have to tell you guys, when you ask me how many give it, I'll be honest with you and say this. Don't get me wrong. I'll say this. Is this a perfect film? The answer is no. But I will say this. There is no such thing as universally a perfect film.
That's true.
There's only a perfect film to you. And is this a perfect film to me? The answer is yes. Are there things that I would have changed as an artist? Yeah, I'm talking about artists as far as behind the camera, yes. Mm-hmm. In front of the camera, probably not, but more so behind the camera, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Certain things I would change. Runtime, yes. Yes, it's just me it's like a person that says, I like this so I can watch it more. I get it. I'm not going to be naive to that. I want more of that. But I will also say that I do agree that some people could have saw a 90-minute version of this or a 110-minute version. Like you say, you have directed, watched, made, and written films your entire life. And even you popped this in after I told you, after your friend, your A-list actor that you filmed for free for all these years, and I've been directed by you for free for all these years, told you that this is so awesome. Even you put it in and said 247.
And I've made a movie that's 2 hours and 55 minutes long.
How dare you?
Like I said, it's hypocritical, I know.
But yeah, for given, let me go ahead and say, I give this film 10
10? I don't even have a template for that.
You just made it. Yeah, I'll make it and send it to you. Listen, guys, you got to understand with this. This film has hit multiple categories. It's not the only film that hit multiple categories, but this is the one for me. You have to understand. Cast, director, dialogue, longevity, galvanization. Meaning that no matter if you agree with it or not, it's discussable. Mm-hmm. The level of discussable is there, whether it is there. But no matter what Quentin Tarantino has done, it's definitely discussable with the rest of his films, just as Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction and everything else. And last but not least, it has stood the test of time. And the only way we know it stood the test of time, me and you are in 2020. The fact this film can even be discussed nowadays, to me, is a success. So I give it 10, Mr. Durden Godfrey.
Okay. And I'm going to just take the muscle of what you just said to me and disregard all of the just hearsay and the emotional stroking and all that, because I give it 3.5, 3.5. And I will start with the positives, and I will end with.
Do me like you do. Do me like you do me when I call you and I ask you. I say good or bad, and you say just give me the bad. No, I want you to start with the negative. Let's start the visceral.
Well, the negative is that it's
The runtime. Start with
again
the runtime. No, start with the runtime.
the running time, and that's the good and the bad, and really because sometimes it feels like a classic film back when movies were brave enough to take their time in just
Like
take their
Misery?
time in general.
Like Misery,
Yeah.
James Caan.
Mm-hmm.
It took its time. It was a slow burn. You're the
Yeah.
first person to introduce me to slow burn when I didn't know what it was. You're like, no, it's just, you taught me about Ozark. You talking to me about other things that are a slow burn, and I'm like, yeah, I get it.
My problem is so the good thing about that is that you get by the time the credits are rolling at the end, you have this very real emotional investment in at least a few of the characters because you've practically lived with them through the exciting and the mundane, which in its own sense makes it feel more like reality, like you've been through a real experience with them, ups and downs, highs and lows, fast and furious. But so I like that from that aspect that it takes its time, but there are some times where it's taken its time to the degree that it feels forced and pretentious.
When does it ever feel forced? We've been filming for 3 hours now. You've not mentioned forced one time. So tell me where it feels forced. Other than the crosses off. I know how you feel about it, and I agree with that.
Some of the dialogue, I feel like it just lingers on for
Where?
the
Give me
sake.
an example.
I can't.
Then
pull an
it doesn't
example off
exist.
the-
Because if it really bothered you, it's just like a toothache. If it hurt that much, you wouldn't know what it meant.
It could have been like a minute here, 90 seconds there, 30 seconds here. Just
No.
a few.
There was no wasted. I can't say there was no wasted dialogue, but if you can't tell me where the dialogue was wasted, that argument doesn't hold water. I want to believe you, but if you can't give me an example,
I did not come with the examples. I'm just saying.
I'll cut you a
that-
break because you are the editor. You do the Big Ten facts, so I'll cut you a break with that. But if you ever want to argue with me about the dialogue,
I will come with examples. In the future.
we'll do that off show.
All right. So we've dived into this one so deep that our backlight has now gone off. Our monitor is now gone off. So with Jackie Brown. The Jackie Brown is so long of a movie that doesn't know when to stop that we are now in the episode without a monitor or a backlight because
You're what you're doing is you are not on purpose. You're betraying. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm being biased because here's the difference. I guess we never discussed this. You don't love acting. I do. You love directing. And you love no. I say no. You motherfucker. You love filmmaking. You love writing. I love filmmaking. I like writing, but I'm more than in love. I'm infatuated with acting. You're not infatuated with acting. You're infatuating with filmmaking and directing and writing. Like I give you your credit where it's due. But see, my point is this is so for me as an actor, I get a hard on that my dick can never match because when I look at eat your heart out, Joe Rogan, because I'm looking at Fonda, Keaton, Tucker, Jackson, Greer. Forster. Tarantino. I'm looking at these names and I'm saying I only get 247. So to me to see this film, to me this is just such an awesome film. And so the runtime's not enough. We got like, dude, you have to understand what I'm saying. Put this in perspective. This is Pulp Fiction. Wow, a classic. Like I will agree with you. Like percentage wise, majority of the people, whether qualified or unqualified, agree that Pulp Fiction together is a bigger class than Pulp Fiction. I'll agree with you there. I'm sorry, than Jackie Brown. I'll agree with you there. But what I will say is to this, I implore you as a filmmaker.
It doesn't change how I feel about Jackie Brown. Sorry.
Nate, I tried to pull you. I tried to get you to call in. I feel okay. And that's why I respect you. 3.5, right?
Yeah, 3.5.
So 3.5 and 5 equals, can we settle it 4?
And I'll say if this was like an Adam Sandler movie, I would have gave it 5. But I hold Quentin Tarantino to a higher degree.
And we'll agree to disagree on that. Because so do I.
Yeah. So.
But in fairness, I've seen this movie 98 times. You've seen it once. Maybe 12 years from now.
Yeah, that's
it'll
true.
Hold the test. Because you can't say this movie's held the test of time because you haven't seen it over time. And I'm not saying you're wrong. Hey man,
I definitely appreciate it for all of it,
Okay.
the ways that it's great, and like I said, even the running time, while it rubs me the wrong way for some particular reason.
Did you feel that way about Full Metal Jacket? Did you ask the running time to Full Metal Jacket?
Yes, Full Metal Jacket bothered the shit out of me because I felt like it could have been done before they had their hair grown out and were out of boot camp and were in Vietnam or wherever. That
Okay.
was I was like, all
Okay.
right, that now I'm
Okay.
watching the sequel.
Okay. I agree. Okay.
But yeah, this, I thought it was
Okay.
it was it had all the feel of a class. I will call it a classic film. I will stick to what I said in the beginning of the episode. It is a classic film.
That's not what you said at the beginning, but I've done my job. Thank you so much.
Find us in all these links. It's coming up right now.
Why don't you subscribe? It'll last longer.